let's look at the types of text, because it is very important to know for the students that there are different types of text. When writing, if they have an understanding that there are different types of text and then there are different words used for the text, when they are asked to write an essay, for example, they would know what type of words they have to use. Similarly, let's look at narrative writing. Narrative writing is something like telling a story. We are writing a story, and in that, if the student knows that when writing a story, because it is a narrative text, then we need to use words like once upon a time, we can also use words like next for the happening which is happening next, or we can use finally for the ending of the story. So these are the features which the teacher needs to tell the student that if we are doing narrative writing, then we can use once upon a time, there lived somebody, or we can say next it so happened, or when we are ending the story, we say finally this is what happened, or we are wanting to tell some further information in a story, and then we can say continuing or consequently. These are the words or the indicators which we can use in the narrative text. Similarly, some more information by the teacher can be given to the students, and that is the use of adjectives. The use of adjectives actually helps the student to work on using the words which are describing the characters in the story. So that means the students would be aware that they have to develop some characters in the story. So the character building exercise would also help them to narrate, to build up a story. Also, using adjectives with the characters would help them to understand that they would be needing some vocabulary, and as suggested earlier, this vocabulary should be given by the teacher to make the weak students of the class complete the exercise. If the students, they have some vocabulary on the board or the screen or the sheets on which they are writing, then they would be able to produce a good piece of narrative writing. So the teacher needs to basically inform the students that in the narrative writing, something is going to be told like a story. It is going to be explained with a sequence of events. And in this sequence of events, there have to be some characters. And for these characters, they need to describe those characters. And in order to describe those characters, they will be needing adjectives. So this is the development of the narrative text which the students should know about. And when they are writing, they should really have them counted on their fingers, that what are the features they need to add to a narrative text. So each feature should be marked by the teacher and should be recognized as the skill developed in the student for narrative writing. So basically, for example, if they have used adjectives, if they have built up the characters, if they have used words like once upon a time, linking words, linking phrases, continuing phrases, then all these things need to be marked in a narrative text and taken to be the result of development of writing a narrative. And this is very common in examination system, that the students are required to do a narrative text. Therefore, these features which are given by the teacher may be initially guided more often whenever the student is asked to write a narrative text. He should also be in one column. If there is a column where these words, vocabulary, and also these features are written for the student, it will help the student to develop the narrative text. Maybe later on he will get into a habit of using these words.